Heyo everybody, Haku here with my double review for One Piece anime episodes 823 and 824. And damn, I know I say at every single review how much better the anime is getting, how very, very good it is right now. And I think these two episodes really still running on that confirmation that to me this is the best the show has been since before time skip. It is shaping up to be one of the best arcs in the anime, just period. The anime has handled this really, really well, and even just from the beginning of the arc where things were hit and miss, to now where week after week I'm giving really high praise to it. In both of these episodes, I'll warn you that I didn't give them perfect scores, but I gave them damn near perfect scores, because both were just above and beyond what we normally see from One Piece, and really, both were better than a lot of what I'm seeing from the short-term, just 12-episode anime airing this season. And this is a good season. I like every show I'm watching, so this is high praise for me. Let's discuss all of this. Got a good bit of notes here, so let's go through it. So the first episode, 823, we'll talk about that first. There was a 1-minute recap. It wasn't all that bad. It had important stuff. No complaints. It seems that's the way it's been recently. So the soldiers find Bobbin, who we just left off seeing last time, getting kicked in the face by Sanji. We find out his bounty number. I was trying to write and take notes while watching and all that. I think it was 105 million and 500,000 berries, I think. So 105.5 million. Yeah, so I think that's what it was, but I could be wrong on the number, just warning you. It's not really all that important. It's pretty impressive, but we've seen much higher, obviously. So Bobbin then knocks out some of the soldiers that came to see him and goes to handle Sanji himself. Carrot asks the mirrors about Brook and Luffy and Sanji. So one of the mirrors is like, yo, we got Brook, and he's in the mirror that leads to Big Mom's bedroom. So Nami and Pedro have really funny reactions. Carrot's reaction is super cute. And I thought Brûlée was funny as well when she starts trying to scream and they have to shut her up. So then it was hilarious. The huge Big Mom reaction to the fly buzzing around, and everybody's reactions to that were great. And then the best part, topping that all off, after Big Mom freaking out about the fly just smashing this huge hole in the floor because of the fly, and then everybody freaking out because of how powerful she is, we have Brook waking up because of all that noise and being like, oh, just a fly, and falling back to sleep. Brook is great. Then, oh man, I love when, oh no, this wasn't when she smashed the floor, was it? Yet? No, I think it was. But I loved it when right after that, the homie trio wakes up, and the animation is really, really good. Stepped way up for this badass attack from the homie trio, the ones that are made from Big Mom's soul. So that's a really cool attack and stuff, and all of their faces are completely great, all their reactions to that. So then Jinbei and Carrot have a funny scene where Carrot's saying, oh, do the hair like this or that, and Jinbei is making a fake Brook. So that was really funny. The plan, of course, obviously, is to replace the real Brook with the fake one. Chopper goes up first, and I love the drama and the suspense they play into it. The comedy for this episode was amazing. It reminded me of old One Piece, like the first 200, 300 episodes, where they would have these episodes and scenes like this, where there was just this really, really good comedy worked in. So I love that Chopper's up first. The drama was great. Everybody cheering him on, including like Jinbei and Pedro. And then he failed because of a sneeze. Carrot is then up next, and there's a giant snot bubble in the way. Zeus eventually wakes up, and then Carrot is the absolute best, pretending to be a stuffed rabbit. And absolutely adorable. Carrot for Straw Hat all the way. After this arc, she better be a Straw Hat, or I'm just going to be so disappointed. But Carrot was great, and especially her reactions and stuff when Zeus was about to zap her and everything. All that was great. Because she eventually gets beaten by accidentally kicking a pebble, which hits a bigger pebble, which hits this big old chunk of rock and knocks it over, waking up Zeus and causing him to use a lightning attack. Then third comes Pedro. So Big Mom rolling over stops him, but she ends up dropping Brooke. And then lastly, Nami is fourth. She gets there to Brooke finally. Brooke wakes up and gets scared by the skeleton on her back. And Jinbei jumps in for the save, gets him out of there. It's a success. They saved him. Cutting over to Luffy then, he makes it back to the area where they fought the enraged army and all that. And we see poor King Bom's corpse there. But he ends up being faced with another challenger. It's obviously one of the Cadenza Cabaletta opera brothers. I don't know what this one's name particularly is, though. But actually, the animation in their fight is pretty incredible. Even at the end of this episode, next episode's even better, but at the end of this episode, the confrontation they had is crazy good. Sanji's running from the dog through the rain with his lunchbox, just like his childhood, just like when he was trying to get the lunch to his mom. So there's some serious juxtaposition there. And the music for the Luffy fight with this guy is incredible. It was so feelsy. They built this crazy amazing atmosphere with the rain and everything. And the ending itself was brilliant. That last little shot they had was so good. The ending of this episode was above what I thought was typical One Piece quality. It was damn good. And it was just a normal scene that I think some of this might have even been in canon filler. But oh man, it was good. So I wholly praise their decision to do this. Also, I'm well, how did we go from early in this arc having the stupid Vinsmoke moon boot sound effects to having this quality of sound mixing? But either way, amazing episode overall. One Piece being this great is insane, and I'm so happy for it. I thought the episode was emotional at the end. It was funny throughout. There was a lot of important stuff there. It developed the characters further. The music and animation were way up from what I would consider the average for post-time skip. So I thought it was incredible. I'd give it 9.75 fake Brooks out of 10. Not going to give it quite a perfect score because I don't think it was that emotional. It wasn't that significant. But I've got to give it damn close to perfect because it was really good. So yeah, let's talk about 824 now. 824, the recap was really short. I think it might have been even close to a minute, close to the same as last episode, but it was really short. Nothing bad there. And I love that the recap has been short for the past few months even. And even with the recap being short, we also don't have that stupid 30-second thing that I hated at the beginning anymore. Really great beginnings to the episode. It doesn't feel like the wind's being taken out of the sails right from the beginning anymore. But Luffy continues his fight and is getting brutally beaten, but it is really good. I love especially with Sanji running, and they kept juxtaposing Sanji running to Luffy running at this guy. It was so good. Bobbin is chasing after Sanji, but we see that he's being followed by a silhouette of a guy with a strange gun. Hint, hint. Brook then reveals he got the Poneglyph copies. Brook is the true MVP of the Straw Hat Pirate crew. No arguments anymore. Brook is the best. Brook is great. Luffy and Sanji, we have more drama going on with each of them, and it builds up a lot of suspense, and we keep building up that suspense, going to the more easygoing stuff with the group that's with Brook and whatnot, and then this really deep suspense with Luffy and Sanji. The drama there is so great. The art for the fight was insanely good. I loved the style they used. I would even argue it's probably the most emotional fight in One Piece in a long time, and it didn't matter who the villain was. The villain was just some scrub that I don't even know his name. He wasn't really a scrub. He's one of Big Mom's children, and he's obviously strong enough to tangle with a hungered Luffy. But still, it didn't matter who he was because of the emotion behind what the fight was trying to accomplish. Luffy trying to make it there and wait for Sanji. It was insane. Best fight in a long time. I think that this may even be, you could consider it better than the Cracker fight. I love the Luffy versus Cracker fight. I love the strategy behind it and how he wasn't strong enough to beat Cracker, but with Nami's strategy, he was able to in the end. So I do love that. But this, beyond having that sort of psychology to it, this fight was just really beautiful, art-wise. It looked so good, and the music was great, and it had a lot of drama and emotion behind it. but Sanji finally makes it. And this is what's great. We don't get to see how the fight ends. We just go back to Sanji making it to the battlefield, and there's just bodies strewn everywhere. And that made me think, these people can't just be knocked out laying out in the rain for all this time. It's been like a day or something. These have to be dead bodies, right? These have to be actual dead people. And they just fought Luffy and Nami, so Luffy and Nami killed these people? Do we have that? Straw Hats killing people confirmed in One Piece? Because that's what I always felt in early One Piece. I'm like, there's no way Zoro's just slicing up all these people without killing them. And I think even back in, didn't they say he killed like those 100 people back in, what was it, Whiskey Peak or whatnot? So there was killing scrubs back then, but I feel like we haven't had that as a thing in a while. So confirmed scrub killing? Either way, so yeah, Sanji makes it to the battlefield. We go back to Carrot asking the mirrors about Luffy and Sanji, but the mirrors say that they aren't inside anywhere. So Nami's like, obviously, oh, I know where they have to be. They're where they fought at. Jinbei then lets on that he has a bit of a plan, lets on that he saved Peckham's when we saw Peckham's get shot into the water earlier, and then Bobbin gets taken out by Vito, and that scene was really cool looking. Like the art and the silhouettes and stuff they used for Bobbin getting taken out by Vito, that was great. And I'm just going to go ahead and say Vito because the silhouette was very, very obviously Vito. And then later on we have the silhouettes when he's like, damn these guys, and we see obviously Capone, Vito, and a third silhouette that's presumably Gotti, or Goaty, however you want to pronounce it. I don't remember. But then we have the Vinsmokes drinking. The art, again, still continually looking good, but looking very unlike what One Piece normally looks like. The only negative I'd have with that art style they used for this episode would be that Yonji looked really, really strange. But either way, we have the Vinsmokes drinking. Moving on from that, Sanji is looking, I love this scene so much, where Sanji's just flipping bodies over, pulling them out of the water, trying to find Luffy among the bodies. It was so, so good. And then he finally finds him. Really emotional music swell. Sanji smiles because he finally found him, and then we end. Incredible. Like, this was one of the best episodes in, I would argue, years. You can say the hype of Kaido showing up, but just the artistic vision of Sanji looking through the bodies and then finding Luffy with that feelsy music, this is an incredible episode. So yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Maybe you could argue some episodes were better. I mean, there have been episodes I've loved, but I just don't want to understate how good this really was. It was a brilliant episode. It was tense, it was dramatic, it was emotional. The fight was really, really good. I loved the art style they used for this. I don't think it's going to probably continue, but I really enjoyed it. The only negative, like I said, is that Yonji looked kind of weird. The animation they used was artsy, but it was smooth and creative. And it was very, very different. I ended up liking it, though. And they actually had badass storytelling going on in the back with the hints at Vito taking down Bobbin, who was one of Big Mom's men, and also the stuff that we're set up with Jinbei saying that he rescued Peckham's. So lots of stuff set up in the background that's really good storytelling. Also, Brook getting the friggin' poneglyphs, that's hugely important for the series, considering one is a road poneglyph even, meaning the Straw Hats now have half of the map to Raftel, essentially. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.5 once again. 9.5 poneglyph copies out of 10. It was incredibly good. Man, these two episodes are just must-see One Piece. They were really, really good. I enjoyed both. Hope you enjoyed them. Like if you did like the video. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of these two episodes and what you thought of my thoughts on them. Subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me, to talk to more of us there, just ask. I can give you a link to that. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you all next time.